4 in the morning, and
It
it
was
was
like
a
watching
match.
football. I'm like, what is this, NFL? What? What?
Yeah,
What? A pre-show? A pre-show for what?
there's always a pre-show. It's an hour
Yeah.
long before the show, where nothing ever happens.
No.
But there was a match. There was a women's tag
Okay.
team title match, which I don't remember anything about. I was half asleep, and I
Kabuki
think
Warriors
I
went over.
skipped right through.
oh, the Kabuki Warriors defeated two good
Indy
girls
and
there.
Candice
Oh, thank
LeRae.
you. Yeah, I had got no sleep, so I'm kind of I really didn't care about that. So
Not
they
even a cat nap or a power nap.
no, not today.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I was like, you need a cat nap or a little cafe, you know?
Usually don't take naps during the day, so it's like
Right.
even if I tried to lay down, I can't sleep. So yeah, I mean that pre-show match was
It was
useless.
basically to get Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, exactly. Get Indy on the card because she's from Australia. So the opening match of the pay-per-view was the women's elimination chamber. It was Becky Lynch,
Naomi,
Naomi, Tiffany, that other
Bianca,
girl.
and Raquel.
Yep, those are your 6 girls, whatever. Becky won, and I don't care. You know,
It was
like one of those
honestly,
things.
it was probably the most entertaining thing on the card.
You think
Just
so?
to kind of see, because I mean, Tiffany kind of stole the show. You know what I mean? Everybody was talking about her after the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
That was
she's
part
like,
of my skip. I didn't
Yeah,
want to.
she's
I had
just
no
a-
interest in the women. Sorry.
Yeah, it was
She-
very predictable.
yeah, she was just a blonde Barbie. You know, like she always remind me of a Barbie.
Hey man, that's always
She's a good
worked in
athlete.
WWE.
Yeah, she's a good athlete, but I just don't see much wrestler in her. She's more like an athlete, you know. But
She still needs
but Beck,
work. But she's
yeah,
got
definitely.
the look, she's got the aura, she's got the charisma.
She's
But-
Charlotte Flair. That's what it reminds
pretty
me of.
much.
She's
Pretty much.
What happened to Charlotte Flair? Is she still hurt?
Yeah, she hurt her knee.
Rehabbing it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So are
She'll
we
probably
talking
miss-
like when you talk about the women wrestlers? Are we talking Sable-esque, which Sable literally didn't wrestle, wouldn't take bumps? Or are we talking like Sherry
Trish.
Martel or like Trish or Rockin' Robin? Who are we talking here? The two categories: the women wrestlers and then the women that just look good.
She's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
a
she's
combination
like
of both.
she's a combination of both. But she's a good athlete, but she still needs a lot more work. She should have
Okay.
stayed in NXT a lot longer, but that's just my opinion. The second match, which was pointless, but it's a World Tag Team title match, the Judgment Day against Tyler Bate and the other guy, Pete Dunne.
Yeah, a New Catch Republic.
Oh,
What
that's
they're
New
combined.
Catch Republic. Like, what the hell is that tag team name? It's like they were trying to explain it on the show. It was like, I don't understand why are they the New
It's
Republic?
convoluted. It's not
Yeah.
that-
Oh right, yeah, because they're from was
England?
it
England.
Yeah, England, but
Yeah.
UK? Yeah.
they said what part England and I missed it because I was like, what am I watching?
I think
What is
that
this,
style
Soleil?
is what they call their wrestling.
Yeah, it was a strange. And it's funny. I didn't watch it live, but so I started watching it around 10 o'clock a.m.
Mhm.
New York time, and like Angel said, I said 4 hours. I'm like, wow.
With 4 matches.
4
Right.
matches in 4 hours. I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh my god.
Did y'all see the Freakazoids talking about there was only an hour and 37 minutes of actual wrestling compared to
I wouldn't
because
be
they don't
surprised.
watch, they don't watch, but they
It
have
felt
the
like a lot
exact-
more than that.
They have the exact time of how many, but they don't watch.
So it goes back to the tag team. That tag team, I think it took. It was a little bit too long.
Way
I
too
don't know.
long.
I don't know what was the point there. I mean,
Like I said, it took them
Filler.
10 minutes to get
Right.
from here to here, and I'm just like, that would never have gone down in the 80s and the 90s.
right.
No,
Half the heels were already in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think they trying to do like 10 finishes on what's the guy's name? What's the tall guy's name? I can't believe I'm forgetting.
Damian
his name.
Priest.
Damian Priest.
Right, like they did like this whole thing, half five, kicked him, punched him, elbow him, everything, and I'm like, okay,
Hey, Bad Cookies is here with us.
Hi,
Welcome.
Bad Cookies.
Please like the stream. You haven't already. Yeah, that match was just filler. I mean, it was like it felt like it went in 30 minutes at least.
It was a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
it was
good match,
decent,
but it
but
was very predictable.
it was filler.
Yeah, it was filler.
Yeah, and they
Because-
kept jumping around and flipping around for no reason. I'm like, why is he flipping?
Yeah, Tyler
Don't
Bate
do
did
that
some crazy
wrestling.
stuff. That's why this dude's gonna
Well,
hurt.
Tyler,
Like, I don't know
my
how those
mother.
guys spin around like that for like 30, 40 seconds. Like, I get dizzy watching that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
even
a
Kurt
ridiculous
would
spot.
do that, but yeah, like Kurt would do that just to make the baby face look better. But when you're jumping around and flipping around, you're more prone to, injuries and stuff. And that's not kosher, guys. I mean, that's why half their roster is hurt because they just can't stop jumping around for no reason.
AEW is so much worse though.
Speaking
sure.
of jumping around for no reason,
I'm sure.
we got Sami Zayn or Sammy Guevara and Hobbs going right now in a no DQ match.
What?
Yeah, don't show too much of that.
To all. Oh yeah, my bad. To all the.
That's okay.
I do.
Yeah, we don't want. Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, your Collision is on there. I mean, I have no interest, but yeah, I mean that match was pointless and filler. There's no way they're switching the tag team titles right before WrestleMania. So I already knew the finish of that. Then we had the big Cody, Seth, and the other dude, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory segment, which was a segment. I mean, it wasn't even a match. Cody didn't have a match.
Whose show is it? I mean, whose show was that?
The Grayson Waller effect.
He's
He's some Australian dude.
Yeah.
The Australian
They try to
dude.
plug him in because he's from Australia.
Yeah, they plugged him into the show. They're like, oh, we don't have a match, so let's just do an interview segment.
Well,
What's
after
the
he
whole
said,
point?
hey, I'd like to acknowledge Roman Reigns, and people start saying, I'm like,
yeah, they're all doing this. Well, you didn't. The whole point of that segment was to set up Cody versus The Rock, allegedly. But ultimately, I think it'll lead to a tag team match, which Triple H was discussing. You know, he wants to copy WrestleMania 1, that main event.
Yep, most
and
likely.
why? That's already been done. I don't think they could capture that. Maybe I'm wrong, but The Rock hasn't been relevant since the 90s. Let's put it all out there. I mean, he went in 2001 and became a movie star. Stay in movies.
That didn't work out either.
No, his movies aren't doing well lately. Yeah.
Universe.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, he nearly killed it.
He tried to kill WrestleMania for a lot of fans too, and then the Cody Crybabies eventually did get their way.
Yeah, and he's never going to really come back from the fact that he literally was begging poor people for money with Oprah. Ooh, I don't think you can come back from that.
I don't know.
There's too many people that believe that.
Yeah. This is why he's back in wrestling. His Hollywood career is like falling apart.
Yeah,
he destroyed the DC Comics thing by trying to push Black Adam as like the big star of DC Comics, even though, as far as I know, it just made up for the movie. You know, I don't think there's any comics called Black Adam.
I had never heard of Black Adam growing up.
Yeah.
I don't particularly remember that comic book character, so I don't know how big of a fan base that had organically coming into the movie. So
it didn't. Rocky just like, oh well, I'm the star of this movie, so we should put over Black Adam as the biggest star in this space, even though he's never been around until the movie. So classic Rocky, and it didn't work, and then ultimately he destroyed the thing. Triple H and The Rock shouldn't be wrestling. Well, Triple H has the
I don't even think
Triple H has the pacemaker, so he can't work anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just had heart surgery here a couple of years ago.
Maybe this guy just read the Dave Meltzer article about the
God, Dave Meltzer.
The video
Meltzer has been caught in so many lies lately. It's like,
God,
I want to bring up the wrestling, the newsletter awards he did, which is interesting. Though Tony Khan's have a meltdown over that because he didn't win anything. So like,
those awards are so weird, man. Because you have WWE as the best promotion, but the second worst TV show, third worst promotion.
That makes no sense.
It's like literally looking at those is like listening to Dave Meltzer speak. It's like nothing makes sense. It's just jargon.
Let's be
and
honest,
those awards kind of epitomize that whole fan base.
Right.
The Rock was never a good actor. I mean,
he was good in The Scorpion King. I like The Scorpion King.
Yeah, I was going to say I enjoyed him in The Scorpion King too.
Yeah.
And he was decent in the Fast and Furious movies, but I mean,
but if it's true what I've been reading, he's trying to put himself over. even over Vin Diesel, who was a star.
I
Like,
did like Young Rock. I'm not gonna lie, I did watch.
Well, Young Rock was okay, was fine, but I didn't really watch it that often.
It was so inaccurate.
Jim Cornette would point out the inconsistencies.
It was so bad, and none of the people looked like they
He's
were
like, no, that's
to.
not how the arena looked back in the 70s or whenever. But yeah, Jim Cornette would talk about that, and I'm just like, I felt like I watched it through Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't have to watch an episode.
Love me some Cornette.
Yeah, I mean, he's over. The Rock just tried to put himself over, and he apparently in his contracts he can't lose a fight in a movie. I'm like, dude, you're a mark for yourself. If that's true, he's a mark.
It reminds me. I think that there was an inside joke with LL Cool J that he never died in a movie. He was the only black person that never died in a movie.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never heard that.
What's next? What happened after that? They pushed tourism in Australia throughout the night or morning, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it was beautiful, but I'm not going to Australia. But they kept pushing the tourism, throughout the night or morning.
I think they did that with the Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
they did that.
The Backlash last year,
right? And I guess that's the new thing now. It's like, oh, now visit this place, visit.
Yeah, WWE gets paid for that. That's why they go to these foreign markets.
Man, they know what they're doing.
Do they do that? I think the least.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I was about to say, I don't think they do with Saudi Arabia though. I don't go visit Saudi Arabia. I don't think they do that.
No, they do. I watched the last Crown Jewel, and they were pushing the tourism like crazy. Come here to Saudi Arabia. That's what they get paid for, and it's great.
They built
They built a new WWE theme park out there in Riyadh.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, it comes with a long list. Like, remember Dan Malenko with that? No, remember what was that?
Jericho.
Segment with Jericho, right? When you come to Saudi Arabia, hold on, let me get the. Don't do this. Don't do that. You can't do this.
Can't have the women wrestle. They have to stand back there and watch the matches.
Well, they can wrestle now, but they got to wear a full Power Ranger suit.
Yeah, they have to wear literally. I'm like, nope, sorry, I'm not wearing a beekeeper suit.
Yeah,
sorry,
they have to wear. I call it a Power Ranger.
Sorry, not
suit.
sorry.
From here down, it's a Power Ranger suit.
No. I do not like Bill Maher anymore.
I recognize that reference. I was like, you had a whole bit about that.
That just kind of stuck with me, I guess. The beekeeper suit.
That's what it
thing.
looks like.
Yeah. So what was next after that? Oh, the men's elimination chamber.
Yeah, I didn't stick around for the women's.
Yeah, I hated the men's chamber.
It was Drew McIntyre, LA Knight,
Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens.
No, and then Jake Paul, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was the match, and Drew McIntyre won. So they're probably setting up for McIntyre and Rollins at WrestleMania for the world title. Yeah. And the match itself was bleh. I wasn't that impressed. It's like Logan Paul especially was ridiculous in this match. I mean, I just didn't like he was over the top with his facials and with his
Well, when he kept going into the glass, I'm just like, you think he would be broken up and literally his face would be bleeding and everything, and I'm just like, there's nothing going in.
Some blood in that match.
Well, yeah,
and all you could see was his hand going, hit the glass, hit the glass, hit the glass, hit the glass. I'm just like, okay, stop, okay, because no one's believing this shit anymore. Sorry, no one's believing this crap anymore because he's not busted open. He was not busted open.
Cage matches, Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, that needs blood, and it doesn't because they're PG and there's no blood policy still.
Someone's got to pull
a Bret Hart. See if they would slap their legs because that's what they do now when they do those knife edge chops. They slap their legs. I'm like, that would never go over in the 80s and 90s.
In fact, I think Vince may have banned the leg slaps, and then they was brought back after he was gone. Yeah,
one of the few positives of Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he banned the leg slaps. He hated it.
I'll give him credit for that one. But I don't like where they're going with the LA Knight against AJ Styles in WrestleMania. Like, what? That
LA Knight has to win that match.
He does, but even if he does, what is momentum? I feel like he's one of their hottest guys right now. The crowd loves him. They pop for everything he does. I would have rather seen him and Logan Paul have a feud going into WrestleMania, and then have
that's what I thought they were going to
LA
do.
Knight go over with the US
And that's what I was thinking. When LA Knight, when I was watching a match, and I'm saying to myself, what exactly are they? I mean, the crowd is popping for him. He's he's getting a lot of pops or whatever, and I'm just asking myself, right? So I'm asking myself, what are they gonna do with him? Are they gonna do like have like with AJ? If he loses, and I'm saying to myself, that's another situation that happens when you get these guys over, these people over, but yet they lose. They did the same thing. I think what was it with Bray Wyatt at one point where this guy's getting over, but then he fights John Cena, he fights this guy, and he loses. And I'm like, man,
he lost to Goldberg, didn't he?
Yeah, he dropped the Universal title to Goldberg
that
as the Fiend, who was supposed to be undefeated and dominant. Somehow Goldberg, who's in his mid-50s, beat him in 5 minutes.
Goldberg doesn't need that rub, you know what I mean?
He didn't.
Right.
No, because the run he had in WCW was just completely bogus. After a while, they had to pipe in the Goldberg chants because people were so sick of him.
And I remember Scott Hall did an interview saying you got to beat this guy because he's getting booed now. He's telling Bischoff this. He's like, you got to beat him.
Yeah, and he got a little too big for his britches there, man. His ego just took off after he really started. Talk about a mark for himself.
Yeah, he definitely
Goldberg was a mark for himself in the late 90s.
Well, real quick, old man Barker, Owen wasn't better than Brett. I mean, it just.
That's for you, Angel. You like Brett in this scenario.
Yeah.
We love
like Shawn Michaels, who was gay, apparently.
I remember that.
I thought you would understand that.
I hope you're right,
John. I'm like,
that was the incident in the 90s, right?
That was 93. Yep.
93.
Shawn Michaels, They'd be like, why?
John Williams says, "I bet we will see blood on Netflix." I don't know. I mean, because WWE's PG unless they say, because Raw needs to be Raw. Like that's the whole point. Why it was called Raw in like '93 because it wasn't live, but they would, it was much more raw. The guys would come out and cut their promos, and even in the late '90s during the Attitude Era, I mean, Raw was Raw. Now it's like Raw shouldn't be called Raw. It's called Contrived because that's what WWE is now, especially Raw.
Toned down for sure.
It's like contrived, toned down. It's like everybody has their script, like their actors is like, let me see.
Yeah, you remember? It was it the late '90s? Well, I think the WWE did something where it's Monday Night Raw from 8 to 9, and then 9 to 10 was like Warzone or something like that.
That was when they merged,
Raleigh's
right?
War and then the Warzone.
Warzone was from 10 to 11.
And that's the one
that was with that. I mean, why did they have to call it two different things?
I think the 10 to 11 time slot was more, more risque, more adult type content.
Get away with
like let the kids watch the little wrestling in the 8 to 9, whatever, 9 to 10. And then 10 to 11 was more, like you said, risque, blood, whatever. Something was going on.
Yeah. Everything on Netflix is propaganda about Russia or North Korea.
I think we have.
There definitely is a lot of propaganda on Netflix.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to pay for it for goddamn Raw in 2025. So.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I don't have a Netflix subscription anymore.
I don't either, but I may have to go get it.
I never had one.
I don't know if I want to buy one just for Raw.
I think we also might have a troll in the chat talking about Cop City or something. But anyway, so let me just say that at the beginning that I did watch a little bit of the beginning of the Elimination Chamber, and always it goes back to CM Punk when he went like this, like McIntyre went like this because I guess he took out Punk or something.
He did.
So I'm not really sure.
Like in a shoot. I mean, he really did legit injure him. And they're kind of doing what Owen Hart did with Stone Cold when he broke his neck, and then they had the shirt.
Yeah, they're leaning into it.
Owen 316. So I hated that shirt, by the way, but yeah, I think they're definitely leaning into it. Mm-hmm. And Punk's a worker. He knows that this can draw money. As mad as he is about it, probably he knows it could draw money.
When he comes back, they're gonna work a program.
Yeah, he's taking the belt. He's taking the belt off Drew, I believe, when he comes back, and that's what they're setting up right now.
Yeah, I mean, Drew McIntyre will probably be the champion. And I forgot. Damian Priest let that Money in the Bank briefcase. When he's going to cash in?
He needs to do something with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like they forgot about that.
I don't
The
really
only
see
thing I will
a good
say is
opportunity
that
for him to cash in either. He's just going to lose.
right,
Yeah.
and I will say Damian Priest actually looks like a wrestler. His little
Yes.
what's his partner's name?
Finn Balor.
Balor. He does not look like a wrestler. Damian Priest looks like a wrestler. He's built. He's he's got the look. He's got the gimmick. Sorry, his partner. No.
I mean, I was feeling Finn Balor when he had that whole what is it, demon thing going on or whatever.
Yeah, I like.
He would turn into Demon Balor occasionally. He hasn't
I
done it
mean,
in a while.
He hadn't done it since he
yeah,
lost to
and then
Roman.
I guess it kind of changed when he started doing the LBGT pandering thing for a while.